All right. Well, let's kick it off.
Yeah. Let's rock
because we've got Absolute Unit here from Spectra. Those of you who tuned in last week met him. Congratulations, Absolute Unit. Spectra is the first repeat on Midweek with Max. Highlight of your story career, sure. But we wanted to bring you back because we know you have something to announce today, and wanted to make sure that the Hemigos and the audience knew all about it. So take it away.
Yeah, awesome. I don't know if it's today now or tomorrow, but we'll officially announce our launch on Hemi, which will be exciting. Like we actually also just launched our AMM upgrade. So for people that don't know, that'll actually increase our efficiency 100x on PT, YT buys, things like that. So that's huge. And actually we got some like personal feedback from some people on the Curve team because we're built on top of Curve now CryptoSwap NG pools, which doesn't mean a lot to most people, but it's just a really cool pool design with nice math behind it that will actually kind of be centering a lot of the PT and YT mints around the yield as opposed to the price. And the reason why that's important too is, as PTs get closer to expiry, which have fixed rate yield, it's better for the pricing. It's better for kind of slippage and things like that to base the pricing around the yield as opposed to around the price itself. Anyway, all this aside, that will actually be launching tomorrow as well. So Hemi should actually be the first chain as well with this new AMM design, which is really cool. We have, I think, 4 pools that will be spinning up, all them Bitcoin derivatives, and then shortly after, maybe a few LRTs for ETH, and maybe a couple of yield-bearing asset or yield-bearing stablecoins shortly after that. So pretty exciting. I'm kind of rambling, but the AMM design, the reason why I even brought that up was there's a few like Curve contributors, core contributors who were really impressed with some of the math that the Spectra devs did, and they may even integrate some of that like into the actual Curve protocol, which is crazy because when we originally launched Spectra, now I'm rambling, I'll say this really fast. When we originally launched Spectra, some of the Curve core contributors, like the Spectra devs, hadn't talked to them. We were just building on top of them. They came to us and they said, "Holy crap, have you guys been building on CryptoSwap V2?" We said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, first of all, that's an extremely complex pool design to be building on, and we're really amazed with what you guys did with it. You guys like took it to the limit. Have you seen our new pool design?" So that's where we started working on the new NG pool. They may implement some of the code that we actually have there, and then Hemi will actually be the first chain where we have the new pool design, which when I say 100x improvement, that's not BD overspeak. That is the truth. So it's going to be pretty great, especially for anybody that wants to loot PTs or buy yield tokens, especially to speculate on heavy points, on the yield that could be generated. I think it'll be a really good opportunity. I actually did like a little test myself with some of the YTs on Spectra. I think I spent a total of like 3,000 USD. I got back 2,500 USD, and I actually got top 100 leaderboard on 6 different protocols. This is just like a personal test myself. So essentially I spent $500 to get top 100 leaderboard on 6 major projects. So I think it'll be like a really good opportunity for people to tap into and kind of see what they can do. And for people that maybe are a little more risk averse, PT yield and especially PT looping will be like a really cool opportunity for people that maybe want to access fixed rate yield on their Bitcoin derivatives or on stables or LRTs or LSTs. But yeah, I've already kind of rambled. Phil, did that answer the question? I got really off topic.
Absolutely. We wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to let the Amigos know first that this is happening. And actually, I got the draft of the announcement tweet just sent to me via Telegram. So officially,
Amazing.
Guys, this is why you come to Midweek with Max, is that you get all the early news. So your Absolute Unit, thanks a ton for stopping by. And I think I'll shut up now and I'll get into reviewing that tweet. So with that, let me tell me, Rick. I think I'm going to get it right this time. I'm going to pass it to Max now for the update. That is until we can find our Satori representative. So Max, take it away.
That is correct, sir.
You there?
Max, if you can hear us, the floor is yours.
We are having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
We really need to get that hold music. I know we keep saying it, but like...
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yep, there he is.
All right, awesome. Hey, everyone. Wasn't expecting to be able to make it because doing some travel, but I'm able to hop on for probably 20-ish minutes, so until the middle of the hour. So let's go through some stuff rapid fire. So quick update. A lot of engineering progress towards the Spectra upgrade. So that's the updates to the Hemi network needed to support Ethereum's Spectra upgrade and add some of the features from the EVM. Most notably, probably things around account abstraction, being able to save code in an EOA. And there's some applications there for smart wallets, better security. There's some cool social recovery stuff that can be done with the appropriate setup. So a lot of work on that. And then also continuing work on separating out all the different components of the Hemi network in sort of a new architecture, not a new architecture, but an updated architecture that makes it easier to run individual pieces of the Hemi stack without having to run the whole thing, for example, to support like local pop mining, things of that nature. And so work continues on that. And also working on some of the design items around the BitVM tunnel, our modification of BitVM2 that takes advantage of some HVM features for enhanced security and better capital efficiency. So a lot of things moving. The first visible one will definitely be the Spectra upgrade and the features that come with that. And then the other stuff's more, longer term roadmap items that we're starting to knock through. So with that, I'll turn it over to Rick to run through some questions until we get to around 11:30, and then I do have to hop.
All right, we're going to go through the fastest question session on Midweek with Max ever. You ready, bud?
Let's do it.
All right. TGE/tokenomics. When?
Still no updates there. A lot of stuff in progress. The market's definitely looking better, which is a good signal. So no date announced, but soon, high level, and I don't want to put dates out there that then get moved. I'd rather share stuff when it's finalized, but looking sooner rather than later, next month or so, maybe 2 months, but hopefully sooner rather than later in that range. So nothing set in stone, still trying to schedule stuff, but there's a lot of external dependencies that have to fall in place. Obviously, there's the exchange listings, go-to-market, market maker engagement, making sure there's enough liquidity both on sexes and dexes. So a lot of pieces that have to get wrangled and lined up for a successful token launch. We're working on a lot of those items behind the scenes, and hopefully soon, because market conditions do look like they're improving, which is definitely one of the major headwinds or tailwinds for a token launch that we've been monitoring. So things are looking good in that direction, but still no date formalized.
All right. VBK. Any updates?
No updates there. We'll probably have some more info around the time when we announce the actual token TGE launch date. But in progress, things are still moving. But yeah, announcement for that will probably come with TGE materials.
All right. So Poison, VBK stuff, once we get tokenomics and TGE announced, that announcement should fall in the same ballpark. I'm a little loopy. Bear with me. Okay. Did that. Open season NFT. Is it soul bound?
Nope, it's transferable. So just like your standard NFT, you'll be able to trade it, sell it, send it to a new EOA that you create, whatever you want to do with it. So, yep, not soul-bound. The only soul-bound tokens on Hemi right now, I believe, are Deimos. I don't think there's any other, maybe some other protocols are doing some soul-bound stuff, but the only NFT that's part of the sort of quote-unquote official Hemi NFT thing right now would be Deimos, which isn't really even an NFT in the traditional sense. It's just the implementation of it. But Hemi hatchlings, when those get launched, as well as the open season NFTs, those are all not soul bound. They're tradable, transferable, just like normal NFTs.
All right, awesome. Points. When can we see all the mainnet points we are earning and from where?
I'm going to throw that one over to Sean. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had updated about this, I don't think it was last week, maybe the week before. For some of the tasking, we're doing kind of like after the fact points for them. So for like Deimos, for example, that one's pretty straightforward. You know, if you verify, you get 500 points. You can do it up to twice per period there, you know, per the terms on that platform, you know, on the Absinthe front end. Otherwise, for LP points, been working hard with the Absinthe to fix a bug that had basically created a weird issue with certain tranches of that LP. I have points visibility on my end, so when people open tickets and they're like, oh, you know, I don't see this, you know, I can see that on my end. We're working on getting that visible to you guys as soon as humanly possible. So I'd like to say by end of week. It is a pretty busy week with Dubai coming up and everything, so I don't want to make promises I can't fulfill, but as soon as humanly possible, we'll get that over to you guys. As far as where you can see it, points for mainnet will always be visible on the Absinthe points dashboard. That is the one that will show you kind of everything for staking, as well as LP, as well as Deimos verification, and some of the new stuff that we've added this week and that's coming up. So, you know, keep your eyes pinned there. Also, just a quick comment on the there was a small subset of people that were providing staking, mostly USDT and ETH, that for some reason it was compounded incorrectly. Those were refreshed over the weekend, and most of those issues have been resolved, keeping an eye on all the tickets. So just a quick update there, as I'm sure it will be asked.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Trying to get some Max specific questions. Well, we still got them. We got about 8 minutes before he's going to split. How about this one? Would it be possible for pop miners to use SegWit addresses? And would this help with reducing the cost of pop mining?
Not currently, but that is something that we're going to at some point add support for in the protocol. The reason that you can't use SegWit right now is because the Hemi protocol, in order to calculate the reward address that your pop points or in the future, you know, post TGE tokens should be paid out to, is based on the Bitcoin public key that's revealed as part of the legacy transaction format. And so with SegWit, you don't have a similar mechanism. You have something sort of similar, but it's not one-to-one. You can't use it in the same way. And so in order to support SegWit for pop mining, we would have to have either the pop miners publish additional data in the pop transaction, which contains their EVM address that should receive the rewards, which would increase the size and kind of defeat the purpose of using SegWit in the first place. Or we would have to have some sort of registration system on chain where people could register a particular SegWit address, and then the protocol would reference that to determine who should get payouts when a particular SegWit address posts an op return that contains the Hemi keystone payload. And so, short answer, yes, it would improve it would reduce the cost slightly. I think spitballing here, but something like 15 to 20%. But it would only reduce the cost if it's implemented in a way that you can register the payout address on the network, which needs some extra protocol updates to do. So it is on the roadmap, but it's not something you can currently do right now. The only way to pop mine is to do it with the sort of legacy setup that we currently have, which does include a public key in the transaction, which the Hemi protocol is able to convert to an EVM address that it can then send payouts to.
All right, awesome. Max, keeping in mind I don't want you to miss your flight, so as top level as possible, please, because I could foresee this going 45 minutes. Hemi's goal is to bring Bitcoin and Ethereum together in a highly secure way. How is Hemi guaranteeing the security of the network and its infrastructure? And reminder, you have a flight to catch.
Good question, and yes, the clock is king. Summary is improved security in general, and so the long-term way that we're addressing that is decentralizing every part of the protocol. And once it's heavily decentralized, done in the right manner with a secure consensus protocol, Bitcoin finality backing it up, that's a very secure setup that no individual or, group of people with, admin signing keys for a network upgrade or whatever are able to use to impact or harm the network. So long term, the answer is radical decentralization of all the components. Shorter term, we have tons of security measures we're taking internally, from how the sequencer is running to the way that the protocol is built and validating data that's pulled in from Bitcoin and Ethereum, and how protocol upgrades are managed and governed. So it's a gradual process to get to the ultimate version, which is nobody controls any part of the network at all in any way, and everything's fully decentralized, fully autonomous. But until we get there, there's tons of security measures in place for any account or keys on the network that do have certain privileges that are needed sort of during the network bootstrapping phase, to make sure that there's tons of different people who have appropriate levels of control over things, appropriate levels of access, checks and balances in the system. So without going into too much detail, that's the high level, but the end goal and solution to that is decentralizing every piece of the protocol, so there basically aren't any vulnerabilities other than a potential bug in the protocol or something. And obviously there's ways to address and ensure against that as well.
All right, that was awesome. I think you're free to go, sir. I got a lot of questions, but they're revolving around points and Deimos, and I believe that is a Dr. Greenwood series of questions.
Word.
So happy
All right,
flying.
sounds like a plan.
Be safe.
Thanks, appreciate it. Glad I was able to pop in for a few minutes. So thanks, everyone. We'll hopefully see you next week. I know I'm not sure if I'm going to be in Dubai. I know a lot of the team is, so depending on that, we may be moving Midweek with Max around. We'll figure that out. But yeah, great to see everyone. Looking forward to getting this Spectra upgrade released, and the network upgrade done with the new features activated. And we will chat soon.
Sounds good, brother.
Awesome. Be safe, man.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
All right. Phil, do you want me to kick it back to you for marketing updates, or continue with the chat and do marketing updates at the end?
Let me hit the marketing updates. So basically, you heard tell of Dubai. More specifically, that means Token 2049. We're doing a kind of an unconference side event there that we're partnering with some folks. We're going to be the lead sponsor. You saw it probably advertised on our Twitter. So I still say Twitter, guys. I'm sorry, I can't say X. You saw it on our Twitter. So if you happen to be in Dubai, give it a click. Find a way to get you in. What I really like about this is that it's in the so-called conference format. That is to say, it's no real agenda, no panels or whatever. If you want to speak, you just get up and speak. Now, being the lead sponsor, we do have 15 minutes at the mic. But other than that, it's a free-flowing conversation, and we're really looking forward to being a part of it. They started promoting it, and within like 20 minutes, they got 120 RSVPs. So we're looking forward to capturing as much of that event as we can, and going to try to share it with the Hemigos and the Hemigos among you. I apologize for the background noise. I'm traveling a little bit myself. So that's the big thing this week. We're also looking at Bitcoin Vegas or Bitcoin 2025, depending on how you want to look at it. But those plans are fast and furious. I mean, it is going to be, any of you who went to Nashville, every time I talk to the BTC media folks, they just say it's going to be bigger and better. So we're just trying to figure out from a Hemi marketing end what we can do to get more than our fair share, as I like to say. Also finalizing a number of KOL contracts. So hopefully that'll be kicking off sooner rather than later. one down, a few more to go, and a lot of the stuff is really behind the scenes. But one thing that I have enjoyed is seeing the stuff that our creatives within the Discord have been putting up there. So drop what you can in the memes channel, in the really stuff we put on our main feed. Make sure that we have your Twitter handle, so we can maybe drop some followers on your head as well. But really happy with what I've seen there. The main things that will get you on our main feed, and definitely recognition by the team, is going to be number one. The logo has to be in the right proportions. I know sometimes AI likes to screw around with that. Number two, we don't like putting out content that could put us in regulatory or legal trouble. So things like To the Moon or Airdrop or stuff like that. I've seen some stuff that you guys have put up there that has been really freaking brilliant, but it's always that one little thing that makes me, unfortunately hesitate to put it on the main feed. But you guys have the style guide too, so you know what color orange to use. But within those narrow guidelines, the sky's the limit. And I really love it when I see some of the threads and some of the graphics you guys put out there. And with that, I'll pass it back to Rick.
Right, sounds good. Question for Phil's dog. When TG? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I'm gonna.
Not my dog, actually. And as a matter of fact, I don't know where that dog is, where that's coming from.
All right, he seemed like he had a lot to say about the market.
I have so many questions now. I was going to say, if that's not your dog, I would run, brother. Just say.
I do have a lot of questions. All right, well, I'm going to stick on the theme of points. When will transparency around points and how much we are earning from certain paths be improved?
Yeah. I'll answer this in two ways. Number one, I'm not aware of any points program in history that has kind of given a direct correlation to that prior to what coming to fruition, kind of the end game. But to go in a different direction with that, I spent the past approximately 2 weeks pulling all points related data from on-chain, from Absinthe, from other sources in order to kind of correlate and build out reporting internally. So, that's all in the, being done in order to kind of get to that data exactly. So, there's going to be a bit more clarity for, what points valuation and or the inherent value of points will be at some point very soon. And then also moving forward, there's kind of an idea for what to do with points after after TGE. So we're working on a couple of different directions there. I will keep you guys posted as soon as possible. And we'll also be adding some further context to the Absinthe dashboard this week, with a couple of more pointers, as well as help on flow, etc., for some of the LP that is a little bit more difficult based on the link out. So although that wasn't part of the question, just figured I'd throw that in there.
All right, thank you. Phil, before you leave, quick question for you. What are your thoughts on Hemi currently being ranked number 9 on EVM chains in terms of TVL?
I think just a month and a half after launch, I think that's pretty darn cool. Yeah, 2.5 months. Yeah, wow. No, I think it's pretty darn cool. In fact, if you look at it, EVM, Bitcoin sidechains, all chains, I assume you're looking at DeFi Llama. I think it's something to be really proud of how far we've gone. In such a relatively short period of time, and absolutely hands off to our absolutely crackerjack BD team that made that all happen. It's interesting. I mean, the whole counting of TVL seems to be kind of a mystic art, but any way you cut it, we come out very, very favorably. And so, again, to achieve that in such a short period of time is pretty incredible. And we got there being true to who we are. That's another thing too that I think is very important. That I think a lot of projects are like, okay, we could achieve this if only we behaved like this, or if only we behaved like that. And we got this far being true to who Hemi is, and I think that's something to be proud of too.
Right. Thank you for that. I'll pop back to, I think I got one more point and then a Deimos, and then, oh my God, we got through all of them. That's wild. Okay. Nope. We got a bunch of Discord and NFT questions, but we can do that during community. When will points from LP be displayed on Absinthe?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute there. I had mentioned this earlier, currently working with them. Like I said, there was a small bug with a subset of users. So just to kind of set the tone for this in the future, anytime that there's like any type of bug or anything else in the past, had let it fly for, when it was really small and, kind of only affected a couple of things. In this case, wanted to be proactive and just not give, points on dashboard if any of them were incorrect, especially due to the nature of points. People generally do not appreciate when they're not seeing, exactly what they should. So in this case, I want to make sure that users are getting and being able to see exactly what they should. That, as of Friday, was in a really good place. I know that they were doing some back testing over the weekend, and I have yet to catch up with them today fully, but as soon as possible. I mean, that's really the best answer I can give you. This is something I'm actively working on every day and working to get that there for you guys. As mentioned, the LP points, staking points, that will be all accurate and live as soon as possible. That bug with staking was fixed over the weekend as well. That affected a small number of users. So in the future, though, things like I said with Deimos or with like incidental stuff that has a set point value, earn 500 points for doing X, Y, that generally will be counted at end of epoch. So you'll see that on the dashboard. It will either say live indexing or post. So, live, you get points in real time. Indexing, the points for that is indexing. Post, which I'm actually going to change that verbose to something a little bit clearer. Basically means that after this, epoch is over, then it will be awarded. So, working on that actively, it is my number one priority.
All right. Thank you, sir. I got one more question for you. Deimos related. I made a mistake and minted my only MeID NFT on an old compromised wallet instead of my new one. Do I still have time to burn the biometrics on the old wallet so I can mint it again on the new wallet? It takes 7 days to burn. I think they're asking when the second season thing is coming.
Yeah, so that to answer the question directly, yeah, you should definitely have time. I would say that two things about this. There's been a large set of users that have similar stories. Some of them are a little bit interesting, to say the least, but other ones are totally legitimate. With that being said, there's two methods of doing this. If the wallet is compromised and has an active drainer on it, which we've seen a handful of times, I would reach out to support@deimos.global. We can walk you through a different formatting. Basically, you would pre-fund your burn and mint, and we would kind of do it on your behalf. This allows things to sometimes go a little bit quicker, and or if there's an active drainer, allows you to bypass that issue. So that's one thing I'll say. And then, as far as the mint burn process being the 7-day, that's there to mitigate users kind of gaming the system. If you were to just go through that normal process, then you should have just enough time to get by with the current epoch verification. So that's what I can say. If you need any additional help, feel free to open a ticket. Happy to assist on that.
All right. Thank you for that, John. We got a bunch of builder roles. So with that, I'm going to ask some questions, and we got JCV here to hype up the builder role and builder channel, but also take some questions. So I want to build on Hemi. What's the best place to start?
You should start by having some idea what you want to do and, joining the builder channel. I know that it's a vague thing, but if you want to build something, there's got to be something you want to build. And that's going to help you more than anything. Having something you want. Maybe you want to do something with data. Maybe you want to show off something on Hemi. Maybe you want to do some smart contract thing on Hemi. It's what do you want to see on Hemi that's not there, or what would you enjoy making? What is something that you would enjoy spending the time building, and that'll be the thing that you'll get the most out of and make the best thing you could.
All right. Thank you for that very succinct answer. Okay.
I don't always promise succinct. Every once in a while.
It works. Okay, here's one. How can I join the Builders channel?
I think we may even have some instructions for how to do that, don't we? There's a Joshua or Rick, one of you knows the Discord command that brings up the.
Yep.
Thank you. Apply role. And I'm going to use that to really stress. We want people building on Hemi. This is where, every awesome thing that's been built on any chain has been built by, whatever random person had some shit that they wanted to do. We're busy building a chain. We're not going to come up with the best ideas to build it. And we've got all sorts of amazing partners that are bringing things from other chains here, but that just gives you shit to build with. So, there is room for whatever things you want. The best thing on Hemi may very well come from someone in one of those who's in that builder channel and who gets a role. So, think of something you want to do, even if it's simple, stupid, whatever. I mean, crypto, when you think about it, was someone decided, let's try to do money on the internet. It doesn't always have to be an idea that sounds amazing at the time. It can get there.
That was the best explanation of crypto I've ever heard. Let's do money on the internet. That's pretty much what it is, yeah. All right.
Hey, I spent a lot of 2012 through 2015 having to tell people what I do for a living. And it was, I work on magic internet money.
Right. All right. How can I contribute to the development of Hemi? Not me personally. That's the question.
Well, you personally too. I mean, number one, either, if you, there's people who want to build stuff, but also go to our GitHub. Go to the GitHub. You can either, the UI mono repo is a great one if you interact with it. Then, if you interact with Hemi and you see something, you see a rough spot, you can just opening an issue about it is helping to build Hemi. If you want to fix an issue or do something, that's even better. But honestly, thoughtful issues are worth a ton.
All right. How can I run a Hemi node?
Well, for starters, you can help me find unmute on the screen. So we have there's a folder in the Hemi network repo called local node. And it has everything you need to run a mainnet or testnet Hemi node. It's not as easy as we'd like, and if you try to run it, we would love your feedback for how we can make it better, because that also is part of what helps.
All right. Do how the hell am I out of questions already? Oh, well, here we go. I got one more. Oh, okay. As an engineer, what is your favorite part of Hemi to work on?
Yep. So I've actually so a lot of the local node, the thing I just pasted, I've had a lot to do with that one. And I can personally apologize for a lot of the shell scripts that are in there because I did some of that, but I've enjoyed that because I've been running nodes for, everything from Ethereum archive nodes to Bitcoin nodes to all sorts of random things. So I know all about how much trouble it is to run a node and actually so I've enjoyed trying to make it at least a little better with a sight towards making it a lot better, even though we don't have that yet. But I've enjoyed that because I'm working on a problem that, guess what? I spent years myself facing. So it's not just some abstract thing. It's, this is the shit I did every day for a long time. And I know how hard it is. So I want to make sure it's actually doable by other people and not just professional node runners. Although I'd like to make it easy for them too, because, well, I was one of them for a long time, so I feel their pain as well.
Well, we got some more questions for you, bud. Who should pop mine on mainnet?
So, every other thing I've said, yeah, anyone, go do it. Pop mining on mainnet uses real Bitcoin. There is an actual economic cost for it. And so you should be doing it if you are comfortable running something on a command line, you are willing to spend Bitcoin to, keep another network running. And, you're willing to accept that there's other things that you could be doing with something fairly expensive, but also you have to be someone who is comfortable with the fact that you will have some, hopefully small amount of Bitcoin in a hot wallet. So you're comfortable securing that. So the bar is higher than some of the other things because you have real magic internet money at stake there. And we also don't need a lot of them. Like Alex just said in chat, on mainnet, it was great on testnet that the community came through and absolutely wrecked Sepolia with our pop mining. That was awesome. But for mainnet, it doesn't require that many. And also, like Joshua said, do not use random scripts from the internet to run a pop miner. If someone tells you to, use curl or wget and pipe something straight to a shell and usually a sudo shell command, I realize a lot of projects, cough Foundry, cough Node, make that the standard, but it is still a bad idea. Definitely for a pop miner, don't do that. If it's a large, well-established project, and they give you no other choice, do it, but no, that is the wrong way to do it.
Right. I wish we had like the NBC, like the more you know thing come up. That would have been really cool. Biggs, can you add that?
I'd prefer the G.I. Joe knowing is half the battle if we want.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, okay. Biggs and Jeremy. Can we add that to the video? Yeah, I know. I should have known that, for Christ's sakes. All right. Here we go. What is the builders channel used for? Don't say building.
Okay, it is used for people who would like to construct things on Hemi. Didn't use that word, and need a place to have a more direct line to the engineers who work on Hemi, but also a direct line to other people who are constructing things on Hemi.
Awesome. I see. I literally just saw you going. Building. Next question. Hold on. It looks like we got some more coming in. I see Joshua is typing. Oh boy, I think you covered most of this, John, but it was just typed to me. So here we go. I hear 5 pop miners are enough, but how to find optimal moment to run hours? I believe that's regarding pop mining.
Yeah, so right now there is a pop mining dashboard that we had for people to look up things in their addresses. And that gives you some insight into it, where there is currently plans and in the works a, shall we say, enhanced version of that should be started on soon. And that'd probably give you the, better insight. But realistically, pop mining is not likely to be the type of thing where it's going to work for you to sort of sit and wait for the ideal time to, there have been a lot of things in crypto where, you can sort of sit in your sniper position and be ready to, just pounce when you need. Pop mining is more like, you're not likely to get to, extract a lot of value that way. It's more if you're, if you want to set something and let it go, and, that if that works economically for you, that's probably the way pop miner's going to do better. Pop mining will do better for you, rather than sitting and waiting to sneak that one transaction in where it's going to make you much, because really, it's not going to be that much per pop mining, or however, whatever a single unit of pop mining is. I don't know.
All right. On the subject of pop mining, is it possible to figure out how many pop miners are currently running on mainnet?
So I believe, like I said, there's a pop mining dashboard that we had for testnet. I do not recall the URL of that because I don't remember URLs anymore. It's not 1997. And that gives that should probably be the sort of easiest sense of what. Thank you, Joshua. That for testnet, that's the best version. We are working on a sort of updated, newer version of that for mainnet, and hopefully replace that for testnet too. Because, I like the very plain website aesthetic, but some people probably want everything to look like our brand. So your best bet will be when that comes out. It'll also be open source, so you could pull the code for that to do whatever you want with it. Hint, hint, builders.
Yeah, and hopefully this dark mode.
Yes, that is, I will say, that is deeply upsetting every page we have that doesn't have dark mode.
I concur. It looks like, I think that's the end of questions. That's crazy. All right. Oh, wait, no, Josh is typing. This is where we need the hold music. I'm not gonna hum or anything. Just pretend there's.
See, if we hadn't let Phil leave, he could play us something.
No kidding. Or we could just have the dog sing to us. Oh, here we go. When engineering AMA, front end team.
So I think the plan is, and Rick can correct me, we will have another, I don't know when the exact plan for the next engineering AMA is, but we will have at least one representative from the front end team on it. We may do a more general engineering AMA. The exact timing, I can't say. I didn't even realize today was a Tuesday, so I am, until Joshua reminded me, so I am not the best person to ask exact details of when, but we do plan on doing one. We want it sooner rather than later.
Literally, anytime you guys want to do one, we can do one. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it, and there was a lot of good info there. So, whatever works for you, to be perfectly honest. Change the name Midweek with Max to Midweek without Max. This will really be like Midweek with Max plus John plus Phil. We'll just keep adding people. All right, I guess we can go into community stuff. I usually have a lot more Max questions. Okay, so all right, so what privileges do the roles have? So as we spelled out in the announcement channel, certain roles are going to have perks in the future. I don't remember the exact specifics. Some have like XP assigned to them. Some have NFTs assigned to them. some have like points assigned to them as one-time drops, and other things are like merch discounts and whatnot. The kickers for this are the NFTs are in development. We're working on how the best way to give the points to people are going to be. And beyond that, the merch store isn't even open yet. So maybe we announced a little too early, but we just wanted people to know that this stuff is coming. So it is coming. I just don't have a correct timeline, and I don't want to tell you guys like something that's not accurate. So it's to be announced, but like everything, there will be an announcement when we're ready to roll these things out. In the interim, you can look at the announcement channel and check out the different roles that will have perks attached to them, what they are, but just please be patient because I literally couldn't even. I couldn't even. If I had a crystal ball, it wouldn't even tell me the correct dates right now. So it's not worth mentioning for the time being. What I can say is that the creative roles, specifically based and content creator, are going to be incentivized, and those are the ones to really look at. So let's move on. Will there be an ambassador program in the future? Short answer, yes. More detailed answer, I don't have one. But what I can tell you is that I do have a meeting today. Hopefully Josh can make it, but I do. We're working with some partners today to discuss the ambassador program. The meeting name is called Ambassador Program, so it's in the works. Again, I don't have details though, but when I do, you guys know I will share them. Sorry if I'm like kind of rambling. I think what Josh said too is yeah, I had blood work done today, so I'm a little loopy. So sorry. What are the differences and benefits of each of the NFTs? So the differences are cosmetics. For instance, for based content creator and community creative, it's pixel art that's actually being like handcrafted. Crafted is probably not the right word. Josh, back me up at any time here, or you're just gonna let me drown. The hand drawn, yes, thank you. That's what I was looking for. And they're really cool pixel art. The I Broke Sepolia NFT, like Max mentioned earlier, are tradable. I'm not sure about the ones that are coming, if they are or not. But beyond that, it's really just a cosmetic thing. I don't know if they actually have utility. I know Max has mentioned in the past he'd like to see some utility for some NFTs. I just don't know the specifics of which ones, what said utility could or would be. So this is the most long-winded non-answer you've ever heard. But yeah, that's the best I got right now. Is open season NFT soulbound? No, it is not. Max had answered that earlier. It is tradable. I'm not sure where it's tradable, but he said it's tradable, so we're gonna go with that. What else we got? Oh, here's one. This wasn't asked, but what the hell? We can talk about this. So anyone who is saying that first of all, let's cover this. All right, so Hemithic OG role, right? We understand the criteria is a little like stiff, but the thing is, outside of the role name itself, it's way less incentivized or attached with perks as like the roles where you actually do stuff, like based content creation, things like that. Like those are going to have more benefit and utility. We didn't even want an OG role, but everyone wanted one, so we came up with criteria. We made one. It's not ready to go yet because we have some stuff on the back end that needs to be figured out. And honestly, there's some other priorities in the way of it. We may look at changing some things around, but for anyone asking, like the best response you're going to get is from the bot, where it's basically like, TBA, like, because that's literally the best we have right now. Oh yeah, Josh, definitely do that. Josh actually has a teaser for one of the based / content creator NFTs that he can share. It's just a teaser. So yeah, it's going to be heavily blurred too, but okay. So the other thing is, so the I Broke Sepolia NFTs, there's literally no link to the upcoming Hemithic roll. There's literally no link whatsoever. So any influencer who's saying that is wrong. so I know we said it a lot last week, but I'm just going to say it verbally. There is literally no link between the two. One is just a roll that you got from being very early with Hemi. The other thing is if you participated in the open season event. There's no crossover whatsoever. Neither really has a lot of utility, if we're being honest. Like, I'm telling you guys straight up, the roles to focus on is based, content creator, and when available, community creative. But that's the one you get from winning contests. Those are the big ones. Like, those are the ones that like have cool NFTs and like eventual discounts. And I think one has points, like a one-time point drop, and one has like a one-time like XP drop, things like that. We are working on some additional roles. We are not ready to disclose them yet, but we are working with our partners regarding this, and I can say that it's going to be more on a tiered system. So you'll kind of work your way up to one of these specific things. And it will be tied to, I really don't want to say too much, but I'm low on blood, so what the hell. It'll be it'll be tied to some kind of game / program that we're not ready to announce yet. So today, yeah. So literally, this community session is the most vague information I think I've ever given, but I'm trying to just be as honest as possible. Anyone with building ideas, apply for the builder role. They're approved specifically from the Hemi team and the engineers. You'll have access to them, and they'll work with you on the cool stuff you want to make. For our creatives, our content creators, our based creators, and our community creatives, they do have a private channel where they can share cool stuff. And yeah, you gotta love to see it because they're all putting out great stuff. So what I can say is just keep making cool stuff, and yeah, things will happen. I'm guys, I'm so loopy right now. I'm so sorry. Biggs is gonna kill me. He's gonna be like, you literally talked for like a half hour and said absolutely nothing. Josh, anything else? Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. All right. So I guess now is the part of the show where if anyone wants to get the rap god roll, you can sing a song and we can give you the XP and the rap god roll, which is strictly for cosmetics, but I don't know, people seem to like it. So anyone? Just just say something in chat if so. No, there is no Rick roll. Oh, Rick roll. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, damn, that's good. That's real good. That's how loopy that I am. That went right over my head. That was a layup too. Damn. I need to lay down. Oh my God. All right. Wait. What? How do you get rap god roll? New size. You sing. You sing for the rap god roll. You do karaoke. That's how we end the community sessions now. Do we have any volunteers? Because otherwise, we're gonna call it early, and I guess save it up for next week. Oh, Ramsey. All right. Yeah, buddy. Rock and roll, or whatever genre you want to sing. I don't really give a shit. Invite to speak. Boom. All right, bud. The floor is yours. You just got to unmute. Then we're having tech difficulties. Josh, you want to hop in and sing something? I don't think Josh is talking to me anymore. Trying to think how to do it. I think you should have like a mic icon that you can unmute. Yeah, so if you're on the desktop platform, to your lower left, there should be like a microphone icon that you can click on and off.
All right,
Oh,
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
All right,
Am I
buddy. All yours.
audible?
Yeah,
All
you
right,
sound great.
thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak here. Yeah, I really appreciate the team for the great job they are doing. Yeah, I really appreciate that. You people have done very well. Actually, I really do not prepare for anything. Yeah, but it just pop up, so I just decided to like pick the mic and say something. Yeah, yeah. So just give me a sec.
Oh, the crowd's getting restless though, bud. They're posting when stickers. That's how you know they're serious. Or pissed at me about something. Josh, stop it.
All right. Yeah. Can I go on now?
Yep, all yours.
All right. Apologies because I really do not I really did not prepare for this, but yeah, let me just give the community what I can just prepare within the few seconds. Yeah. All right. When you ask me, or can you? Yeah. Can I go on?
Yes, please. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt.
All right. Thanks. All right. Here we go. When you ask me of my best network, I'm gonna tell you Pop and Plain. It's Hemi network. Yeah, I'm so excited to be part of the project from the web far beginning till now, and I'm so excited. Yeah, yeah. This is actually what I have to say. I'm sorry if I if I didn't like give you what you guys expected. I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is.
It's okay. I'm gonna give you the XP, but I'm not gonna give you the role if that works, because you didn't technically sing, but you get on stage anyway, and we appreciate the hell out of it. So
All right, thanks.
You know what?
Right,
What the hell? You can have the role too. I don't care. There we go. Let's give you some XP too. Give XP. All right. I mean, it was kind of a song. We're playing it loose today. So anyone else who's got something? Oh, Samstar. All right, bud. Let's roll. All right, Samstar, you have been invited. Here we go. Floor is yours. Oh, if you're talking, bud, we can't hear you.
Hello, am I audible?
There you go. Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll sing an English and Urdu song today. Okay.
Love it.
So I think I should start. You're the reason my life worth living. You're the reason I'm alive. I'd be lost without you. You're the reason that I strive. You're my reverie. You're my destiny. You're the reason that I breathe. You're all I believe. Ilahi, 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 Mola. Ilahi, 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 Mola. उमलंग में जिंदगी की राह चल चला है खुदा एक तेरा मेरा है एक फलसफा खाना बदोश हूँ मदहोश हूँ तेरे इश्क में मैं शराबूर हूँ इलाही 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 मौला इलाही 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 मौला For so long I've been denying, but now I feel like I'm flying. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Now nothing seems impossible. With you I feel unstoppable. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. खाना बदोश हूँ मदहोश हूँ तेरे इश्क में मैं शराबूर हूँ इलाही 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 मौला इलाही 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 मौला इलाही इलाही मौला मौला इलाही that's it.
That was amazing. XP and roll given, sir. So good. Thank you.
Thanks sir, thanks, thank you.
That was amazing. Do we have anyone else? Do you want me to poorly sing something? Just because I'm loopy, and why not? Yeah, dude, that was so good. Seriously, that was crazy. Josh, I don't think I can do Rap God. I don't have the breath for it. Yeah, but I did it once, but it took me like 20 times to do it. All right, hold on. Hold on a sec. Let me look up the lyrics. All right. All right, what the hell? Oh, okay, good. We lost like 15 people. Okay, all right. Whew. All right, I'm going to be really off beat because I don't have a beat going. Okay, so This sucks. All right. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod. Now, who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? They say I rap like a robot, so call me rap bot. But for me to rap like a computer, it must be in my genes. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I half cock it. Got a fat knot from that rap profit. Made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office. With Monica Lewinsky feeling on his... I'm an MC still as honest, but as rude in indecent as all hell, syllables, skillaholic, kill 'em all with it. That flippity dippity hippity hip hop you don't really want to get in a pissing match with this rappity brat packing a Mac in the back of the AC backpack, rap crap, yap yap, yakety yak. And at the same time, I attempt these lyrical acrobatic stunts while I'm at practice. I'll still be able to break a mother table over the back of a couple of and crack it in half. Only realize it was ironic. I was signed to Aftermath after that. How could I not blow? All I do is drop F-bombs, feel my rapping attack. Rappers are having a rough time, period. Here's a maxi pad. It's actually disastrously bad for the whack while I'm masterfully constructing this mastercraft because I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod. Now, who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? Let me show you the main street. This shit ain't that hard. Everybody wants the key and the secret to rap a melody like I have got. And that's all I'm doing because I'm out of breath. And that was really bad. Sorry. All right. That's it. That's all I got. I can never do that again. It was so hard to not swear because I was like literally reading the lyrics. And I guarantee you that did not go to beat. If anyone wants to freestyle, we can absolutely do that. Jesus. All right. That's all I got. Josh, don't give me XP. What the hell? Oh, God. Oh, boy. Well, thank you guys all for coming. Sorry we didn't have, like, a lot more updates as far as community stuff. Like I said, it's in the works. We just wanted to announce it so people knew it was coming. But honestly, like, the things to really focus on right now is the builder role if you want to build stuff. Like, we really want to get more people in that channel working with our engineers and coming up with cool shit that you can make on the Hemi network. For anyone who's making memes or content, much like Phil said, just follow the style guide, make sure that the Hemi logo is proportionate. Don't say stuff like to the moon or airdrop because it could imply like, some kind of troubles down the line. So don't do that. But everything else, go wild. Like, you guys are so creative and you make like such cool shit. So just keep that coming. Let's keep the energy up both here in Discord and outside of Discord. You guys all know when TGE does happen, like, we will announce it. So, like, the robot's just going to keep telling you before GTA 6. Like, that's the reality of it. Unless we have information to share, that's the best we got right now, So just rock with that for now. Keep building, keep up the energy, keep creating content. I want to see more people get the base role. I want to see more people get content creator. So just do what you're doing and join those cool channels once you get the role. And yeah, we're all here to support you guys. So thank you all. I really mean it. And sorry I subjected you to my really poor Eminem rap, but we were kind of light on people getting on Rap God this week, so I figured I'd do my part. So that's it. That's all I got. Love you lots. Be good and keep building. So take care, y'all.